All right, Dan Nolan, tell us about Scaffold Alchemy. This is awesome. What can we build with it? How do we get started?
Yeah, so Scaffold Alchemy, for anyone who's familiar with Scaffold E2, we have kind of a synonymous sort of system here where you could use Create Web3 dApp to spin up a Scaffold Alchemy project. And Scaffold Alchemy is going to be very familiar for anyone who's familiar with Scaffold E2. You get all the awesome stuff that you get out of Scaffold E2 with some additional stuff, products that we have here at Alchemy. So if you're familiar with Scaffold E2, you already know about compiling your contracts, getting that auto reload on your front end, being able to get those types that brought in right into your project immediately. Some things that are a little different with Scaffold Alchemy is we use Account Kit, which is this great product, Alchemy, where you can get account abstraction baked right into your application. So one really cool feature that you're going to find with Scaffold Alchemy, you come out here to the docs, you run npx create web3 dApp, and then you can automatically run yarn deploy and start deploying your contracts to testnet. And we sponsor all the gas, as much gas as you want to use on any of the test nets. So no more worries about going to a faucet and having to go get like testnet ETH somewhere. Because that could be a pain. Like you got to go Google searching and half the faucets are down, and it's always a problem. If you were way back in the ETH space, like 5 years ago, you used to have to go into these weird like chat rooms to ask for
Like a
testnet
getter.
ETH.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. No more of that. You just run yarn deploy and you can deploy to your test nets immediately. And then similarly on the front end, we'll have to show a demo of this next week. But similarly on the front end, you could just log in and you could log in with email or Gmail, whatever sort of OAuth system that you want to set up. And then you could start running transactions immediately as a user on the front end. No ETH needed. So we're sponsoring all the gas, both when you're running the hard hat stuff or smart contract stuff, but also on the front end when you're actually trying to do transactions as a user. Along with that, we also have enhanced APIs baked into it. So things like if you want to get NFTs, we have an endpoint for that. So being able to easily get all the NFTs for an owner, and then subgraphs
Nice.
and many more cool things you'll find in Alchemy.
Tell me about going to production. So this is just like test net stuff. You're deploying, you're tinkering. Once you have it good, everything ships to production correctly too.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's all thanks to the great work that you guys have done with Scaffold E2. So that all comes right with it. I love all the stuff that you guys did with the YOLO commands, being able to just like toss it out into Vercel. It's all baked in there, right? You go to your package JSON, you find all the scripts in there, and you could easily just ship it out to Vercel in one command. For anyone who's familiar with your awesome videos, Austin, they've already seen that you're like, you do something crazy in 15 minutes and then you just go YOLO.
And
Yeah,
we'll do that
same
next week.
same feature here. Yeah, we'll
Yeah.
do that next
When
week
you're
for
ready,
sure.
let's sit down and build something. That would be fun. This is awesome. Well, so create Web3 dApp is what you kind of need to remember. MPX create Web3 dApp, and you can find Scaffold Alchemy in the docs. Does AccountKit work in production on a bunch of L2s?
Yeah, absolutely. So you can find them all if you go to the Alchemy dashboard and then let's see if I'm logged in here. If you go to the Alchemy dashboard and you can find services, and then you could see where all the account kit applications. So you could check out our chain support here. So if you
Oh,
want to know like
so many.
where, yeah, exactly. And if you want to know where account kit is available, it'll be baked into the application as well. And you could just come in here and be able to see like, is it supported on, let's say, Arbitrum? Do we have it there? And then you could see here's all the services that we have
Amazing.
here. So you could use account kit there.
These APIs are awesome. I can't tell you how many times I'm like building an app out and I'm like, man, I wish I could just list everybody's NFTs or tokens. And then you start figuring out like what that takes and you're like, oh my gosh, I have to build my own like indexing system that has to go all the way back in time. How am I going to do this? This is so awesome that these APIs are right here and available for you, and you can ship it to any of these awesome L2s. It's great. The bottleneck is not tooling. The tools are aligned for people to be able to have an idea and quickly ship a prototype and get it into people's hands immediately on chain. Amazing.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember years ago, like somebody asking, like, I just want to create like an NFT marketplace. And this was like, I don't know, 5, 6 years ago. And I was
You're gonna have
explaining
to
to
have a
them the
lot of infra.
process. Yeah, yeah. I was explaining to them the process of like building up a database by inspecting all the blocks and going through it, like reading from receipts and logs. And they were like, what? I have to do what?
Yeah.
I just wanted to make a simple weekend project. Yeah. So now this is all available for you. Yeah,
Amazing.
like you said, tooling's not the bottleneck. Yeah.
Yep. Go get it. You out there, go grab Scaffold Alchemy and ship something to an amazing test net and then ship something to an amazing L2 and get some users on chain. Go get them. Woo!